when you start to build this energy center up and disperse all the negative energy, that's a negative energy in the form of trapped emotions, negative thoughts, obsessive thoughts, our wounds, or what I call emotional injury. When you begin to disrupt and discharge this energy, sorry, when you begin to discharge this energy, then you're increasing the productivity and the flow of this your circulatory system. So there are specific exercises that do help. However, when you charge the main battery, then the main battery charges everything else. So it's kind of like 94. You open up 94 and everything else kind of opens up.
Sure.
If 90, yeah.
Well, one of the things that I like about a Qigong practice is there are a lot of people that are doing more, um, I'll just call traditional, at least in the Western sense, exercise routine. So lifting weights, martial arts, as you described. I did jujitsu for a number of years, very direct, very aggressive. And Qigong to me became this opportunity to balance my system back out. I think
Hmm.
anytime if you go too hard in any one direction, whether that's, you're training for a triathlon and you're working a lot of your cardiovascular system, or you're in the weight room 4 or 5 times a week and you're just doing very direct type work, I think it can tax the body and
Yeah,
sometimes we can find ourselves out of balance. So practice like Qigong, which is, heavily movement integrated with the breath, as you talked about, or even just still meditation, those are opportunities for athletes that are out there to actually
hmm,
up their game because instead of getting burnt out, instead of giving overuse injuries, it gives you an opportunity to, the buzzword is actively recover, right? This idea that
correct.
you're not just watching TV as your recovery, you are doing things to help facilitate that recovery process. So maybe talk a little bit about that, how Qigong can sort of be this complement to people who are exercising in very direct and maybe very hard ways.
Yeah. So in Qigong, we do things that every time we do something that which is very yang, we usually match yang, meaning which is active. We usually have to match it with something which is yin, which is very soft. Masculine, we have to match with the feminine. And so when there's go, 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 shifts you into this very yang, very masculine energy. And you do burn up your system over time because you're constantly in this, putting yourself into this sympathetic state. And so the practices of Qigong, because I find that Qigong is way easier than sitting meditation, because when you're sitting there, it's hard to quiet the mind. And then a lot of people give up. But when you're doing physical movements that allows you to match your breathing with the movement, it allows the mind to doing moving meditation allows the mind to eventually calm down. And it calms the mind down much quicker and it allows you to get into that deeper meditative state much quicker. It shifts you out of sympathetic into parasympathetic and it allows recovery to speed up. Your sleep will improve, your hormonal system will reset, everything will just kind of shut off because when we're using all of this go, 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 push, push, we need that time to recuperate.